Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece Chapter 1002. When we last left our heroes, the fight with Kaido and Big Mom continued, with Luffy getting hit by one of Kaido's attacks. We learned that Zoro has stolen Kinemon's Foxfire style, which allowed him to cut Prometheus in two. It didn't really phase Prometheus, because he's just kind of an amorphous ball of fire, but whatever. And then all three captains started focusing on Kaido together, and seemed to do some actual damage to him. He's still mostly fine. He goes back into his dragon form, and the fight begins anew. But yeah, we kind of maybe have a chance here. We'll see. So let's jump right on into Chapter 1002, Four Emperors versus New Generation. And our picture here is of Lucci, feeding pigeons in the park. We see on like a park bench with a bunch of pigeons flying over. One of the pigeons has stolen his hat, and we see Hattori, and I think that was Lucci's pigeon's name, in the front and like the foreground, hurt at Lucci feeding all these other pigeons. And so we opened right where we left off, with Kaido kind of looming over our team. Demolition Gust, and he just blows on them. Law pops something away with his devil fruit, I think. I'm not quite sure what. But Kid's giant metal suit is just kind of torn to shreds. Killer calls Kid, but Kid seems to be mostly fine. He kind of seems to put it back together. Like use his devil fruit to put his suit back together after it's torn up. It was scrapped to begin with. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't really matter given Kid's ability. And then the gust is kind of visualized as blades, and it seems to actually be blades because Zoro deflects it with his sword. And then it like destroys a tree or a mountain behind him. I can't quite tell what that's supposed to be behind him. And he just stares at Kaido. Luffy, still in Gear 4, is like bouncing around, going towards Kaido. Gum gum! And he gets right in front of Kaido's face. Kaido looks at him kind of inquisitively. Kong rifle! And he just decks him. It might be... Actually, no. For a second, I thought that might be a kick. But I think it's definitively a punch. I don't know. And just then, we see Kaido... Kids... Too many Ks going on here. Kid, Killer, Kaido. Too many Ks. I'm going to say that definitively. But Kid's suit kind of goes for Kaido, been rebuilt, grabs him by the muzzle, and slam Gibson! And, like, does this kind of suplex-looking thing on him. And Kaido picks himself back up. And Law notices something. Or maybe he's using his devil fruit to warp. No, okay, so he uses his devil fruit to warp himself over to Kaido, I think. I think that's what's going on the bottom of page 6. I've never seen an anatomical chart of a dragon, but I guess the heart is right about here. Gamma knife! And so we see he's like midway down Kaido's length, and he strikes right where he thinks the heart is, and Kaido roars. We see lightning kind of runs up and down Kaido's length. Enough of these tricks. So, you've learned how tough my defense is. It seems you're not just mindless fools relying on guts to win. So yeah, Kaido is starting to take them seriously. That's what I think he's saying here. He seems to be kind of talking down to them, but I think a part of him knows that, like, they're starting to get to him. And we see Killer running along Kaido's scales. And he's, like, literally running on them. The toughness of these scales has caused us enough trouble. And he uses the Punishers to try to, like, he starts spinning them. I just need to cut past them to the inside. Scyther, Sonic! And I can't quite tell, looking on I think it's page 9. Sorry for the full-on close-up of my face here. I think he does actually cut through Kaido there. Because we see the blades on the far side of Kaido from Killer. And Kaido roars, "Raw!" and something shines, and Killer looks at it confused, and it's Big Mom. Because as they're up in the sky, she can use Zeus, Indra, and Killer is struck full on by lightning. Like we see, he's not in a good state after that. Kid calls for him, Killer! And Big Mom laughs, ma 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 ha 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 ha. As long as you're under the open sky, there is no escape for you. And Kaido roars as Killer falls in front of him. They're more vexing than I imagined. And then the panel here, the top left of page 11, is Luffy and Kaido. I can't quite tell who's talking there. Is Rhino Schneider one of Luffy's attacks? Let's see if I can find that out in a 5-second Google search. Yes, it is. Quick Google search says it was somewhere in the Doflamingo fight. So that is Luffy. Rhino Schneider, and he looks like this one actually does look like a kick. He like kicks Kaido in the chin, and then Kaido turns back towards Luffy and starts to breathe fire. And Zoro calls to Law, Traffy, shoot me up there. And Law, still mad about what happened during 1000. First them, now you. I am not your personal servant. But he does it anyway. And Zoro pops back to right in front of Luffy as Zoro lets out, Kaido lets out Blast Breath. And Zoro, now a user of the Foxfire style, Flame Red. And the flames kind of cut around Zoro and Luffy. Luffy calls, Zoro! One sword style. And Kaido looks up at it. What's that? And Big Mom calls. This is the sword. Isn't this the sword that cut Kaido? That Odin used to cut Kaido the first time. Isn't that what Enma was? My exact knowledge of Zoro's swords is like completely non-existent. It was not something that really stuck in my mind at all. But Big Mom calls out, "Look out, Kaido! That's no ordinary sword." And Zoro continues, Flying Dragon, Blaze, and it's kind of we see the attack is so strong, it's cut off one of the horns of the Skull Dome. Does not seem to have beat up Kaido too badly, as Kaido asks, how does his katana bear the presence of Odin within it? And Big Mom says, we've underestimated them. And Zoro's just kind of mad. Damn it, I missed. And then it looks like he's hit by Big Mom's Indra attack. Luffy calls Zoro. And Big Mom laughs. Ma, ha, 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 ha. There's nowhere to escape. God of Lightning, Tenjin. And we see the lightning is just spread. It's an even more powerful version of Indra. Lightning is just all over the battlefield. Hits Luffy head on. Kid seems to block it with his metal. Damn it! What is she, a natural disaster? But then we see. I'm assuming that Zeus. I don't think it'd be Prometheus. But Zeus is right up in Kid's face, presumably gets him. Law is very clearly hit with it too. The lightning just ravages the battlefield. But Luffy still stands, because Luffy is made of rubber. And so lightning does not work on rubber. And Big Mom yells at him, Straw Hat, why did that lightning work on you? Because I'm rubber. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna pay for what you did to them. And Luffy is ready to launch the next attack. But then Kaido hits him full force with a blast breath. Zoro's not there to save him this time. But Luffy stands strong there. And Kaido, shocked, my flame doesn't work either? Why not? And Luffy's simple reply, like all great shonen protagonists, guts! And Kaido is shocked at that. Gum. And then before he even finishes the attack, a fist has already hit Kaido. Kong, Gatling! And he just goes ham on Kaido. Gah! Next chapter hits February 7th. Okay. This was just fucking fun. No other words for this chapter than just a blast. Like, it's just a damn fun time. It doesn't even feel like there's too much to really dig into from a thematic standpoint or a character standpoint. Other than it just fun. I mean, I'm sure at some point someone will like have an in-depth analysis from poring over this chapter, but that's not really what I do here. My raw reaction to this chapter is just fun. Is just a blast. You know, Kaido gets some serious damage. We see Luffy is strong enough now, especially with the help of the other 4 members of the Worst Gen, to seriously injure Kaido. Put him on the ropes, even. You know, Big Mom notes we underestimated them. We have to, like, play hardball now. Which leads into her Tenjin attack, which doesn't do too much to Luffy, just due to the whole rubber thing. But, like, I think he's kind of on his own now. You know, the other 4 have all been struck by lightning, and I highly doubt they're dead, because people very rarely die in One Piece. Especially, you know, just completely off, like, borderline off-screen. They're not dead. They're not dead. But, like, Luffy's kind of alone here, at this point. You know, Zoro and Law and Kid and Killer are all kind of unconscious for now. I hope they come back before the end of the fight. I don't want it to just be Luffy, especially as a Law fan. I want all of them to kind of help out. But yeah, I don't know. This really, like, I've complained a lot during Onigashima. I don't want to sound critical of when I talk about there's not a whole lot to analyze. It's just a really good fight. I don't want to sound critical on that first portion of that phrase. Because if you've been watching my Onigashima reviews, I've been largely critical of the raid's bad habit of just skipping all the fights for the most part. And so it's just, even, you know, at this point, 2.5 chapters now dedicated to the fights is just some good shit. I am really excited to see where this fight goes. And like I said, I hope it's not Luffy alone from here on. I hope it's still the 5 of them. But if not, you know, this chapter does give us some good beats for all 4 of the other members of our team. You know, Killer does some huge damage with his Scyther-sonic. Kid fucking suplexes a dragon. That's just badass. Zoro and Law are largely in support roles here, I will say. Law largely just teleporting. He gets the one good move in with Gamma Knife. Zoro entirely is just kind of defending Luffy. But then, you know, it all leads to that great moment of, you know, Tenjin doesn't work because he's made of rubber. He hit full on with the blast breath, and it doesn't work. Why? Guts. which leaves Kaido just wide open for Kong Gatling. In case you couldn't tell, I had a fucking blast with this chapter, and I am so fucking excited to see how this fight plays out. I am so pumped for next week. For once, One Piece is not bi-weekly. It's actually coming out next week, and I could not be more excited for that. So, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for this chapter. Hope y'all enjoyed the chapter in the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!